Alright, so Q3 of 2016 for video games has wrapped up, and boy have those 3 months been kind of disappointing. A lot of games I was looking forward to kind of didn't really, impress me that much, or they're delayed, or I just didn't play them because they were underwhelming to other people. So let's get the ones that I did not play out of the way. We have Necropolis, did not play that. Song of the Deep, nope. I Am Setsuna. I Am Setsu wanting to play I Am Setsuna, even though it's kind of middling, but I still really want to try it out. Abzu, again, same kind of reasoning, I do want to try it out. Psycho Pass, Mandatory Happiness. I kind of was looking forward to it, and then I checked out the second season, and then I was like, no, I don't think I like this show anymore, so no to that one. And then, of course, we have Half Genie Hero, got delayed, and the most out of all, the most anticipated game of 2016 in general for me, Final Fantasy 15 got delayed into the next quarter, so let's see if it'll make that list. So let's get to the games that I did play, starting first with Fury. Now, the reason why I was excited for this game, because of the trailer. It looked visually stunning. It kind of looked like Afro Samurai, but more cyberpunk, kind of. And it turns out it is kind of a boss game, wherein you kind of walk to the next area. You can't really do anything. You don't fight any other enemies besides the bosses. And the bosses are kind of like shmups, actually. They shoot these things at you, you gotta dodge them, and then you can get close for some sword attacks, and there's a lot of precise dodging, kind of Dark Souls-y or whatever. I love the visual style and the music, but it was just kind of, not that it was too challenging for me, it was just that it was more annoying, I suppose. I didn't really feel like getting good at it because it wasn't the game that I wanted it to be, essentially. But it was free for PlayStation Plus, so that was nice. Ooh, next up we have Hawken. This is a game I have been wanting to play ever since it launched on the PC. I was so excited to see that it finally launched. Now, granted, it does have a lot of issues on PS4, such as like weird loading things and the frame rate's kind of wonky. That said, I love this game a lot. Since its launch, I have not played it within that first month of July, but I had a really good time. And I'm not really one for multiplayer, just pure multiplayer versus shooters, but I played with some friends and some strangers, and I actually got quite good at it. And I just like that it's a mech, and it, handled pretty well. All the upgrade stuff was pretty cool. It's kind of like World of Tanks, I suppose, which is strangely super popular as a free-to-play game on the newer consoles. Again, my friend just has like max stats in that thing. I was kind of hoping it was going to do the same thing for Hawken, because there's a progression in terms of what kind of mechs you did, but he fell off, and so I kind of fell off, whatever, but I did really enjoy my time. We're going to take a big leap past my most anticipated games and head into No Man's Sky. And wow, what a dud. I knew it was going to be a survival game based off of some things, but I didn't know how much it was going to be. And I played it for maybe 5 hours, and I thought to myself, I get what this game's about. And it's not that it's a bad game, it's just that like a lot of the menus are kind of weird, and that you have to constantly keep an eye on your stats and stuff like that, like your oxygen, your fuel for your ship. It's just a hassle to do everything, and you have to do everything a certain way. Everything has a step to it, and you're just mining. You can't even mine places without like little robots creeping in on you, and that just is annoying. There's a lot of just weird things they added in there, and it is an ambitious game, and I don't hate Hello Games for trying it, and I don't hate Sony for promoting it as a AAA game. Somewhere in there, someone's kind of at fault, and I think both sides kind of are. I don't think Sony should have really given it that much hype at their conferences. I think Hello Games could have been a little bit more open to what this game really is, instead of having like this mystery around it. So they both should have worked some things out, but I know they were doing their thing to what they thought they were supposed to do, or something. I'm quite confused by it, but it's not what I wanted it to be. It's not what a lot of people wanted it to be. And that's just, you know, that's what hype's all about. And going back to Final Fantasy 15, I am so afraid that it's going to happen to me with that game. But let's move on to another game that was disappointing, but also I expected it to be, which is Metroid Prime Federation Force. Now granted, it's not as awful as I first thought. I actually had quite a bit of fun with it. The lock-on system's pretty good, so even though the controls are a little weird to control your weird mech marine thing, I thought it was fine, and then I got to a lot of boss things, and I thought to myself, oh, yes, this is made for 4 people, even though you can have like little bots surround you, like little ghosts, and trying to get online. The first week, I had a lot of troubles trying to connect with people, and I kept on like getting logged out, so I was never able to actually play with anybody. Country internet, you know. And the second level where you have to transform, not transform into a ball, but you have to like move this ball into like a maze hole. And well, let's just say there's a lot of terrible things about this game. And let's just move on from there, because I don't really have a lot of nice things to say about this game. Not as bad as probably a lot of people think it is, but it's not great either. You know, it is great, but also underwhelming in a different way. Deus Ex Mankind Divided. Now a lot of people kind of went sour on this game because it said, oh, it's just more Deus Ex from the last game, which was Human Revolution? The names I keep on screwing up. Mankind Divided and Human Revolution. Okay, yes. That game I loved a lot. It was my first Deus Ex game. I tried to go back since then, and I just can't get into either Invisible War, which I know is not supposed to be the good game, and the original on PS2. I don't have a PC, obviously. Anyway, yes. So I like this game a lot. Again, it's more the same aesthetic, same gear, kind of a smaller scope. I found, you know, there's not a lot of missions, and they kind of go quickly. It's more about you kind of getting into this open world. The map is a lot bigger. There's tons of side quests to do. They're all very interesting, except I would say some of the story things are fascinating, but the whole lip syncing and the acting, not from the people talking, but the models in the game. That acting just looks stiff and out of date. And again, this game doesn't look terribly good. There are some good aesthetic and design choices to it, but it's just kind of weird. Some parts of the game load fast, some of them take a very long time to load. But overall, I mean, I have a lot of small complaints, but it's just one of those things where I've been waiting for 5 years, and I kind of wanted it to progress to a new thing. But at the same time, I'm actually just happy with getting another Deus Ex and the same model that Square Enix helped make for the PS3. So, I enjoyed it quite a bit. I also enjoyed Attack on Titan, which there is a review here on my channel, so I'm not going to get too far into it, but I will say it is an amazing license-based game, and just a fantastic homage to everything that is Attack on Titan. It feels exhilarating to zoom around, cut Titans in half, and you just feel like a badass. The music is blaring, and oh my god. The co-op is really fun too. It's just a really good package. I am so glad that Omega Force got this, even though some of their things are a little bit questionable, and I am a fan of theirs, but yeah, I loved it quite a bit. The same goes for Dragon Quest VII on the 3DS. I reviewed this for GamesView, quite a lengthy review. I didn't make a video because I don't have 3DS game capture, but I'll recount a little bit. I never played the PS1 version, but from my understanding, this is a much better version in terms of a lot of stuff. I did a lot of research to see what was different, and I can't imagine playing that game originally, but it's still weirdly paced. It's kind of slow. The story doesn't really pick up for a very long time. It's kind of more like vignettes, like a TV show. Some of them are interesting, some of them are not. The gameplay is fantastic as always, but it takes 18 hours for it to like unlock the crutch of the system, which is the job system, which is a fantastic, addicting job system. Very good. But your party system's kind of weird. Everything else about the system is just weird, but I did like it a lot, and if you didn't read my review on GamesView, you should. I gave the game an 8 out of 10, and I guess that's maybe tease enough for you to go read exactly what else I have to say on it, but I am so glad that we finally got this localized in the US. And last but not least, we have XCOM 2, which, like Mankind Divided, it is more XCOM, which for a lot of people is probably really good. It is just a little bit of improvements. It's kind of more you're on the attack instead of on the defense, and that's kind of a cool aesthetic for the whole thing. You know, it's far in the future, the aliens have won, but you're the resistance instead of you resisting the aliens. It's still resistance, but whatever. Same kind of tactical, you know, permadeath kind of thing. I enjoyed the first one, but I'd never finished it. It got me because I got in a save loop way like 20 hours into the game, and I was not able to go back because I screwed myself over by deleting a save, and I was in this one part where I just could not win, and I really did not want to lose my team, and I didn't really feel the love with this game either. It was, again, more the same, but I don't think really XCOM is that much for me. Maybe if it was on a portable system, I'd get more into it, but it's just, I don't know, there's just something about it that I like, but also don't want to invest a lot of time into. And that's it. That is the whole Q3. There are a lot of other games that came out that I played and enjoyed, but with all of these reviews, it's always going over my top anticipated games. So, at the end of the year, I of course will talk about every single game I've played this year or something to that nature, as well as go through a lot of other stuff. But we are on the last stretch, people, and it'll be exciting. This last part from October, November, and December is going to be, hopefully, some of the best 3 months of the year. So, until then, I will talk to you later. Did you know that was a Reaction Examiner video? If you liked it, you should subscribe to me to keep up with everything that I'm doing. Also, if you have some other interests, like sex for example, check out Tomops, which is a comedy sex podcast thing wherein my best friend and I check out the weird and abnormal and the erotic. And of course, you should support me on Patreon because, hey, I want to make the channel better and I want your help to do so. Plus, if you want to check out my writing, check out Game Jerk, where I have archives and new stuff for all projects, okay? You can find all the stuff and more in the description with the links below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.